American ships are being severely overcharged and not treated fairly in any way, shape, or form, and that includes the United States Navy. And above all, China is operating the Panama Canal, and we didn't give it to China, we gave it to Panama, and we're taking it back.
Roughly 5% of global trade moves through a single channel, worth over $500 billion annually. It has long been a quiet powerhouse of the global economy. But with new infrastructure developments emerging in Central America, global attention is once again turning toward who controls the world's most strategic waterways. Canals, the lifelines of global trade. Modern commerce runs on efficient logistics, and no routes are more critical than the narrow canals that link entire oceans. The Panama Canal, though just 82 kilometers long, has reduced transit time between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans from over 100 days to approximately 25. The Suez Canal, meanwhile, connects the Mediterranean Sea to the Red Sea, shaving thousands of miles off trade routes between Europe and Asia. Each voyage through Suez can save shipping companies up to $1 million in fuel, crew wages, and time. Collectively, these canals handle more than 12% of the world's annual trade volume, making them not just vital commercial routes, but geopolitical assets of the highest order. Control over canals means control over flows of capital. In 1967, during the Six-Day War, Egypt temporarily restricted access to the Suez Canal. Over 15,000 ships were forced to divert, sending costs soaring and trade routes into disarray. Before the Panama Canal existed, cargo ships traveling from New York to San Francisco were required to navigate around Cape Horn, 13,000 nautical miles through some of the world's most unpredictable and hazardous waters. Canals reduce this burden. They save time, capital, and lives. And in times of conflict, whoever holds authority over them may possess a significant advantage, not through force, but through logistics. China's re-emerging interest in a second American canal. In 2014, a Chinese businessman named Wang Jing announced a bold $50 billion project to construct a new canal through Nicaragua, roughly 800 kilometers northwest of Panama. While the announcement drew international headlines, the initiative eventually stalled due to funding uncertainties and local resistance. Environmental concerns and displacement issues led to widespread protests. Eventually, the project was shelved. Yet in 2024, renewed developments suggest a strategic pivot. This time, the focus isn't on a single private investor. Instead, infrastructure upgrades, ranging from seaports to rail lines, are being implemented across the proposed route. Although officially described as commercial investments, analysts note that these projects align with earlier canal proposals, raising questions about long-term objectives. U.S. response: a strategic stand. Recent comments from former U.S. President Donald Trump highlighted growing concerns. He remarked, "China did not build this canal, does not operate this canal, and will not weaponize this canal." Such statements underscore Washington's broader strategic view. Today, over 72% of cargo transiting the Panama Canal is either destined for or originates in the United States. The emergence of an alternative, potentially controlled by another global power, could introduce logistical inefficiencies and shift regional influence. To mitigate these concerns, the U.S. may consider diplomatic and financial tools, such as discouraging investment through global lending institutions, or enforcing financial compliance measures similar to those used in other high-profile trade cases. More than shipping, a question of influence. To deter the proposed Nicaragua Canal project, the United States may consider familiar measures, such as applying financial pressure on global investors, limiting capital access from major institutions, and enforcing supply chain restrictions. Meanwhile, Nicaragua's shift in diplomatic alignment toward China has altered the regional balance. What began as a commercial proposal now carries broader strategic implications. If completed, the canal could generate over $5 billion annually and significantly increase China's presence in the Western Hemisphere. The question now is not whether China intends to build the canal, but whether the United States is prepared to respond, and how soon.